Good morning children, Sai Ram. Welcome to this session. Today we are going to do some textual exercises from lesson number 7, Stepping Out. We are finished with the lesson and I have given one comprehension also for you all to understand how to do a comprehension from the prose. Now we are going to see some textual exercises which is there after the lesson. Okay. Now we'll see one. Answer these questions with reference to the context. That is in page number 76 of your textbook. This question is there. The three boys sallied out. Sallied means, you all know, moving to just walking coolly to do something, going out to do some work. Okay, moving very leisurely. Who were the three boys? The three boys were, you all know the answer, Oliver, Charlie Bates, and the Artful Dodger. So you have to write on your own. Only this is the question. The three boys sallied out. That is the question given. So you have to, when you read the some story of it, you know who were the three boys who came out to do the work of stealing others' pocket. Who were the boys? Oliver, Charlie Bates, and the Artful Dodger. Shall we go to the next question? What was unique about their manner? They walked so, how did they walk? They put their hands inside the pocket and they were walking so coolly. But what did Oliver think? That they are going to deceive by not doing any work of stealing, isn't it? So what was unique about their manner? They walked so lazily that Oliver thought they were going to deceive Fagin by not working at all. Okay, what did Oliver think also? You have to write. Who gave them permission to sally out? Who gave them permission? Where they were taken training? They were taken training for stealing others' pocket. Where? In Fagin's place. Fagin. So Fagin gave them permission to sally out. He was the one. He sent them together. Oliver was new to this job. So with Oliver, Charlie Bates and Artful Dodger, all the three went out to do this work of stealing. Understood? So who gave them permission to sally out? Fagin gave them permission to sally out. Shall we see one more? Okay. Do you see the old cove at the bookstall? This is the question given. Who is the speaker? Regarding that lines, this is the first question. Who is the speaker? So when you read the lesson, you will come to know who has said these words. Do you see the old cove at the bookstall? Who's telling this? The speaker is Artful Dodger. Okay? He is only seeing the old man at the bookstore. What is cove? Cove is the old man. Old gentleman. Who is the old cove? The old cove is the gentleman at the bookstall. Okay? Why did they target this old gentleman? Because he was engrossed in the book. He was not realizing what he was doing. He was so deeply interested in that book he was reading, so they thought they can steal his pocket. What does the speaker do to the old cove? What does he do? The speaker steals the old cove's handkerchief. Okay, well, he's putting his hands, he's plunging his hands into this man's pocket and he's removing the handkerchief. So you have to write, the speaker steals the old cove's handkerchief. Okay. Shall we go to the next exercise, textual exercise? Okay. Similes. Already you have learned similes, I think so, in standard 5. Now let us see what a simile is. A simile is a form of figurative language. It makes a comparison between two unlike things using the words like with their words. A simile is a form of figurative language. It makes a comparison between two unlike things using the words like or as. Okay? As hard as a rock. When you tell hard is compared, hardness is compared with the rock. Okay? As this as light as a feather. Okay? So all these are similes. When you compare two things, see this, her guilt was plain as day. When you compare two things using the word as or like, it is called as simile. You can see here Shall we do this exercise? Okay. See this? Shall we start? Okay. When Sai dances, she floats across the stage like a, which is a very light over here, children. She floats across the stage like a feather. So this will be the first answer. Understood how to do? Okay. Jasmine runs like the. From here you choose like the, which is quick in this, wind, like a wind. This will be the second answer. You know how understood how to do? You have to compare and see, and then you have to answer the questions. Now let us see the third one. Okay. The crash of the utensils falling was loud as the thunder. This is the third one. Thunder. Okay. Ali is dependent upon by everyone because he is solid as a, which is solid over here, rock. So rock will be the answer. And here it will be thunder. This is hidden over here. I'll show you. The crash of the utensils falling is loud as a, what will be the answer? Thunder. Okay. And this next one, Ali is depended upon by everyone because he is solid as a, which is solid in this, rock. Rock is the answer. Shall we go to the next? Okay. Everyone was nervous about the results, but Shushmita was cool as a, which is cool in this, children? Cucumber. Okay. Cool as a, the word is over here, cucumber. She turned white as a ghost. Okay. See here, I'll show you the words. She turned white as a ghost when she was caught stealing. So the words are written. You can just choose from here. So fifth one was, everyone was nervous about the results, but Shushmita was cool as a cucumber. He turned white as a dash when he was caught stealing. So he turned white as a ghost. Okay, so that is the simile. You have to write the answer accordingly. Understood, children? Shall we go to the next exercise? Yes. So already we have done verbs. So just a revision of verbs which is there in page number 77. Simple past tense. How will you make past tense? Subject plus past tense of the verb. Okay. Action related to a time gone by is signified by the past tense. It is already done. Action which is already done is called as walked, sang, drunk, okay, written. All these are past, wrote. All these are past tense, which is all action is already done. Okay. The action related to a time gone by is signified by the past tense. Is signified by the past tense. The time can be of any length, from a century past or a minute ago. It can be, need not be recent. It can be even long back. Okay. My great grandfather taught in a school. The taught. Okay. It is long back. Taught is past tense. Today I ate chapati for lunch. Today only. So that is also recent one. Ate is what? Past tense. The simple past tense refers to actions that were done or things that existed in the past. Already the action is done. Now past continuous tense means, I told you before itself, ing. Continuous, when you hear the name itself, ing should be there. But past tense, not present tense. Past tense means was coming, were walking. So when you have subject plus was or were plus ing form of the verb. So subject plus was or were plus ing form of verb. Look at what time the verbs in these sentences are signifying. See here, last night we were walking. So were walking. So on the terrace, I saw smoke was coming out of the was coming. That is the past continuous tense. In all these sentences, the action was in progress over a period in a past. In the past, the action was continuous, children. So that's why it is called as past continuous tense. Were walking, was coming. So it was past continuous tense. The sentences are in past continuous tense. Okay. Now we'll do a fill in the blanks in this. This is also there in page number 78. If you have your textbook, you can write it in your textbook, or else you can copy it down in your classwork also. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate forms of the verb in the brackets. Some of the blanks can have more than one correct answer also. Okay. So we'll do, it is there in page number 78. Yesterday, the verb given is be in the bracket. Yesterday dash the coldest day of the year. Yesterday was the verb to be. You have to write yesterday was the coldest day of the year. The mercury dashed to 0 degree. Mercury fell to 0 degree. Okay. At sunset, many homeless people dashed for, look is the verb, for dry twigs. Were looking, because it is, they are looking. So you have to write it people, because it is people, you have to write were looking for dry twigs. A man dashed the branches of a tree. Break is the verb given. A man broke the branches of a tree. He dashed them down. Verb is given is throw. So it is already past tense. So you have to write he threw them down. People dash, collect is the verb. Those dry twigs and branches people collected. It is in all in past tense. Okay. They dash a bonfire. Light is the verb. So what is the past tense of light? Lit. Lit a bonfire. They dash around it. Sit is the verb. So they sat around it to keep themselves warm. So this is of all past tense. Past tense is used over here. You can see broke, threw, collected, lit, sat, all are past tense. So the verb given here is break, throw, collect, light and sit. So you have to read the passage and accordingly you have to write the answer. Understood how to do? Now let us go to the next. What we have not done this. We have done in the revision, but we have done in the verbs. Let us revise past perfect tense also. So subject plus had plus the past participle form of the verb. Okay, past participle verb. So you in the written work also we give you past participle, isn't it? So that is the present, past, past participle. So what is the past participle verb? You see here. See, she put the clothes in the cupboard after she had ironed them. She, it is subject, had plus past participle is ironed. Okay. Okay. Even the past tense also is ironed, but had ironed, she had ironed is past part. It is the past perfect tense. The game had started before I reached the stadium. Had, the game is the subject. Had plus past participle. Past participle of start is started. Okay. So this is the, this is already done in the verbs grammar part video. So I'm just revising what is there in your textbook. Hope you are understood, children. The three of past tense, simple past, past continuous and past perfect tense. Okay. So this is only the revision of the textual exercise. Now one small homework. Of page number 81, it is there. Writing skill is given. You have to write a story. Write the story from Oliver's point of view in about 200 words. Remember to include his thoughts and feelings at important points in the story. Okay, you have to write a story from Oliver's point of view. You think that you are Oliver's point of view. What Oliver, how he felt, because he was in poverty and his parents were not there. He was an orphan. You think his views, you have to write. Remember to include his thoughts and feelings at important points in the story. You have to write a story from Oliver's point of view. Okay. So just about one small paragraph you can write and you can just practice of it. Okay. You can write it in rough notebook. You need not write it in classwork book. Write it in rough notebook, and this, if you write like this, you will have for story writing. This will be very useful. Okay, about 201 paragraph. You write a story from Oliver's point of view. Then how you have to write his thoughts and feelings. How he was feeling because he was going for a new job of stealing. Where he went, how his thoughts. All this you have to put in this story. Hope you all understood, children. Okay, see you then. Bye bye. See you next. Thank you, children.